One-on-one on a Thursday, Sweet 16 Thursday. 424-645-5685. Starter Henry text line, Honda Lincoln hotline. You can reach out. You can check out the live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Do it. Get over there, and you can do that as well. Lots to talk about. I want to thank the folks for Beatrice Bakery for always hooking us up and making sure that we can do the things we want to do within the community here in Lincoln. It's pretty good stuff. Even some of the Kitchen Dominators took some snacks with them, so that is well done. In order to set the tone, sometimes you have to have music. Music is a mood setter. You need a vibe. Well, our next guest deserves a vibe. Let's set it, shall we?
The autumn wind is a pirate, blustering in from sea. With a rollicking song he sweeps along, swaggering boisterously. His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, with a silver hat about his head, and a bristling black mustache. He growls as he storms the country, a villain big and bold. And the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Oh, man. Setting the tone. Let's bring him in. QB coach Barry Thompson. BT, what's up, brother?
Hey, man, it's all good on the wood. I'm in a hotel. I'm traveling a little bit, so I had you guys on. I'm learning about CRS disease. I'm learning the proper way to pronounce soft, and got my Sweet 16 picks and everything else. So it's a good morning. How you guys doing out there?
We're good. Was it good and getting better?
There we go.
Good and getting better. So where are you on the planet?
I'm actually in Dover, Delaware. Dover, where I was born in Dover, Delaware, and then probably from about third grade on, moved to Virginia, and then everything near Virginia. But I was born here, have family here, and last night, I didn't cook this week, but we had a great dinner. When I was little, I had a cousin that was here. He was a little bit older than me, I guess 10 years older, I found out. And I was that little kid always kind of, getting in his way. And then on my mother's side, the oldest son, James Solomon, who's a Hall of Fame athlete and coach in the state of Delaware, does a tremendous amount on track. And so the four of us, those two plus my brother Darius, were able to get together, have a good meal, and it's been a good little visit. But heading back to the field Friday. So
it's that interesting time of year where the NFL is busy, Sweet 16 is happening. You've got a new league that's popping up for football, revisioned and all those things. And then
and the women.
Right, like lots going on, right? Lots going on.
Yes.
To start, I wanted to start with quarterbacks in the league, right?
Okay.
And it seems to me that folks have realized a couple of things. Quarterbacks are exceptional; they're necessary, and you got to take care of them. And the best way to take care of them is getting them a really big tackle and a really good wide receiver outside. What does getting a Tyreek Hill do for Tua?
One thing about the NFL game, and it's really all games, even at my level, is there's a stat out there that says that up to 75%, or I think there was a study, I think I got it right, about 75% of the passes completed in the NFL were somewhere either 20 or 15 yards or less.
Mm-hmm.
75%.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have somebody who is inside, everybody's used to matching up lockdown corners and things like that. But if you have a person inside that is a matchup problem, then you have the chance to gain efficiency at playing that 20 or 15 by 53 in a third game. If they're smart, you look at Welker, what he did, little option routes are big. I think a lot of folks would be surprised at how often teams run basic option routes, or just because that person can get open. It just means it means a lot. It's like not everybody can have a tight end like Kelsey or any of the ones that have been all-stars throughout the year, whether it's Tony Gonzalez or just name the guys that have done really well in that position. You can't have one of those, but the next best thing is another guy inside like him. And the fact that he has speed, he can do something after he catches the ball, that's a problem. It's going to help Tua a lot. It's going to help their run game a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the type, because he is a quick. People think of him as a field stretcher and the like, but I also think the easiest throw you can make to a receiver, and then have that guy be a threat to take the 6-yard pass and turn it into a 60-yard pass. There's nobody better in the NFL at taking the 6-yard pass and turning it into a 60.
Yes, and I think the other thing that underestimate with consistently successful athletes is they keep talking about Tyreek in terms of his athletic ability. And what they're missing is the athletic intelligence that they get. The thing about good receivers is that they're always open. They're always open. So if you have to just think about that for a second. They have been in the league for a while. People know what they do. Defenses can adjust themselves. But these guys are always open. So when you start working that equation, you start to understand that they're doing something to always be open. There's something smart about what they're seeing and their understanding of it, so that they're always open. Whether it's setting somebody up, running a route 3 different ways, using different releases, changing gears, right? Recognizing whether it's man or zone, where the holes are, what the schemes are. So, yes, he athletically, he is something else, but it's really his intelligence that allows him to highlight that athletic ability.
For that thinking, your Raiders make the move and get what some, go and get who some called the greatest receiver in the game, and Davante Adams. What does he do for Derek Carr and those other receivers in the passing and running game there in Vegas?
I believe that Davante is going to make Derek smarter. Davante is everything we were just talking about. And, we know that Aaron Rodgers, forget what you think about it. He has a high IQ and kind of knows where everything is on the field. Derek, there's guys like Derek, they take the bias and stuff, that kind of approach this moment. Well, now he's going to have a guy that is either going to see the field exactly like him in the times when he needs him to see exactly like him. And or he's going to get a guy that kind of educates him a little bit about, hey, let's sit down and look at this situation. Here's how we handle this. This is what I can do. So I think it's a good marriage.
Where would you put Carr as far as quarterbacks in the NFL? Would you put him in the top third, middle third, bottom third, as far as starters are concerned?
I put him in a group of guys that are above average, but I don't know what it's going to take for them to send to you, talk about him like you talked about Peyton, you talked about in the conversation like Brady. You know what I mean? I mean, Brady's out there now, but those type of guys, he's kind of there, right? But he's kind of there just by dent of the numbers. There's a drop off below that level of quarterback. So this is getting up on the time. He's going to get He'll have some ammunition, right, between Waller and him. The team's decent. And so can he ascend? Can he ascend? And the thing is, it's going to be mentally, can he ascend? It's not his physical skill, right? He can play in the league, but can he mentally kind of start zeroing in on those 5 or 6 plays during the course of the game that make the difference in the dynamics of the outcome of the game? Can he get proficient at that? Can Devontae and he work on those things? So we'll see.
It's always interesting that you can take quarterbacks in college and the pros, mention them, and you'll get different responses from several people on who that person is as a player. One of said players is Carson Wentz. And there are those who believe that Carson Wentz is in that middle third, close to the top third. Some will say he's in the bottom third. But there was huge social media uproar as one commentator said that he was reckless. That Carson Wentz was the most reckless quarterback he's ever seen. What say you about Carson Wentz?
I don't understand. I've never the Carson Wentz story is I don't understand it. All right, so you pick this guy out of North Dakota, wherever he comes out, and he's got the size and he can throw the football. And correct me on the numbers are wrong. I'll get the basic outline of the story. He has a promising year, followed up by injuries, and Nick Foles comes in, who they gotten rid of, and Peterson was smart enough to change the offense to what Nick did well, and the Eagles go off and they win their first Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Right now in the league, Peterson has no value, Foles has no value, but Wentz, after going to another team, is still getting paid. I don't understand it. So I don't know him personally, but there was another quarterback that was kind of like that in the league not too long ago who passed through the Raiders, and that was my boy George.
Mm-hmm.
And had all this talent, and he could do amazing things with his arm. And then what you find out at the end, and I don't know any stories, but somebody who has that physical ability and the team's not clicking around them, sometimes you can have a guy who's talented, but he's not really a leader.
Right.
Right. And so I'm not there every day, but you mentioned Derek Carr. Derek Carr is a leader. Heard him speak, in those tough moments that the Raiders had last year. And it's a guy that you hear him talk and you go, okay, I'm with you. I'll ride with you. And it is an underestimated quality when you're evaluating these quarterbacks. How are they going to be in the locker room? They don't need to hold hands, but at the very least, he has to be comfortable in every corner of that locker room. And he has to be the type of person through his work ethic and his actions that those grown men want to play with him. They want to play with him. And, guys who have kids and have mortgages, end of their career, beginning of their career, middle of their career, trying to hang on, they have to have something to believe in, somebody to believe in. And the good quarterbacks are those types of leaders, and the best ones they're the type of quarterbacks that people not only want to play with, but in those tough moments in the game, they want to play for them. Yeah. Right? So there's something that doesn't click with Carson Wentz. Maybe he hits it off with the Commanders. Maybe he's learned his lesson. But their track record says, unfortunately, that this is just another stop that Nick Foles probably should have. Like if this is Nick Foles, like people trying to recapture the Super Bowl magic with him, mm-hmm. I would understand it.
Right.
But I don't understand. What are they trying to recapture with Carson Wentz? His rookie year where he looked good? I just don't understand it. But
yeah,
I'm not that smart.
Especially in the space where you have Fitzpatrick and Taylor Heineke already sitting there trying to find that very same thing. You talked about talent versus leadership. The story today is Baker Mayfield and his place in the league and his place amongst quarterbacks. What's your take on Baker Mayfield?
I'll take what Steve Smith Sr. said, because I never thought about it until I heard of it. He said, there have been a number of receivers, high caliber receivers that went into Cleveland, and they had their worst years ever.
Mm-hmm.
They leave Cleveland, and they're right back on their performance track.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know who the fault. You know, people say the tape doesn't lie. Well, statistics don't lie most of the time either.
Right, right.
But that was an interesting point from a guy who, you know, has been in the league and knows what it's all about, and you know, is a pretty straight shooter. And that was, you know, so I don't know why that was happening, but it was. I don't understand them taking Deshaun, and I don't understand them. I don't understand it, but like I said, I'm not that smart.
Well, so
Baker now is going to have to fight.
Right. Right.
Have to fight. You know, where's their car? Well, he's above Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's a statement of truth. What does the move acquiring Deshaun Watson, what does that say? Who is Deshaun Watson now?
You know, so he's a guy. Look, I don't know how you can put aside all the allegations and you know, who's doing what. I don't understand that. So if your listeners could just bear with me, let's just take that and just put that aside.
Mm-hmm.
Relative to Carson Wentz, I kind of understand going after Deshaun. You know, he's shown some consistent promise in a tough situation down in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, there's this hiatus for good reason. And so you say, okay, I want to make a change, and I kind of like what that looked like, and I'm worth taking the risk on that. Now go back and bring the elephant back in the room. Right?
Right.
You know, put the elephant back in the room. You know, I don't understand the risk assessment, but they're doing it. And I'm never mad about anybody getting paid, by the way. I'm not. So I hope Carson Wentz catches all his checks. But if you're asking me value, we're playing kind of, you know, pseudo GMs. We would be running the league a little different.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. What does Russell Wilson to Denver say to you? What does that what does that do for the Broncos and that conference?
Well, again, there's a track record there. You start with John, right? John was slinging the ball around and doing a lot of stuff, and then late in his career, he kind of understood, you know, what it took to actually win a Super Bowl rather than just get to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he does that. And so he goes up into ownership, and then as Peyton gets, you know, he's tired of flinging the ball around with the Colts. Coach don't value him so much. I'm putting in words, but I'd say John eventually says, "Come here, Peyton. Let me show you. We can put together a formula so you can win a Super Bowl." And who knows? I mean, maybe that was the same thing that was whispered into Russell Wilson's ear. Maybe John, you know, that's his thing. If he does it with Russell, then you know John has a formula for winning Super Bowl. But he did it himself. He did it with Peyton, and you know, he understands how to talk to older quarterbacks at that point in their career and say, "Listen, let me put this around you, and we can go off and win." Too bad they'll finish second to the Raiders, but that's
okay. Yeah. Well, you know, I have a sneaky suspicion that folks don't fear the Chiefs as much today as they did yesterday in that conference. That's just my 2 cents with that.
Patrick's going to have to earn his keep now, and I think you know that's a function of a reality of quarterbacks in the NFL. You look at you know, Brady went a long time without quote having any weapons, right? You got Randy Moss, you had the inside guy, and had to make it work. You know, and most of the, you know, Brett Favre went years without quote having any weapons. So they can get you paid, they can put together a winning team, but you may not have these weapons. So in a sense, Patrick Mahomes had the keys to the toy cabinet, you know, to Toys R Us, which I think is defunct, but he had keys to Toys R Us. And right now they're saying, you know, we can't get you into Toys R Us anymore. You know, you got to go off to southern states and you got to build something, you know, whatever the tractor store is or where you get utilities. So he's going to have to work now. He's going to have to work.
It becomes the lights on and mirror to the league when guys like Matt Ryan who again, you're talking about an MVP, gets bounced, and then he moves. What are your thoughts on Matt Ryan?
Well, that one to me is, Frank Reich. I really kind of like him as a coach just because of what he did through his playing career. He is a guy who understands the quarterback position. He did it. He's 1-1, right? He did that late quarterback thing with Phillip Rivers, and they had a decent season. The Wentz thing didn't work out. Although Wentz statistically didn't do that bad, it wasn't the season they were looking for. So in a sense, this is just another strike at that same thing, kind of like John's model, Elway's model. So maybe that's just the way the realities of the cap and what they're doing. A little inside baseball is I have very good word that the Indianapolis Colts staff is made up of some phenomenal individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And so if there's anybody that can squeeze anything out of that formula that the Colts, the budget they're obviously dealing with, I believe it's the staff they have there, not just on the offense, but defense too. So if you have good people around and you have some decent players, you have a chance to go win some games. And so I wouldn't be surprised if it works out for Matt Ryan.
And again, through all the quarterbacks we mentioned, these are veteran guys who have had their roller coaster ride so far. But what it says to me about the NFL is that it is in very good hands, because we can have conversations and movement, the changing of elevation and location for NFL franchises with the veteran quarterbacks. But look, this league is just filled with young talent at the quarterback position. So I'll ask you, of the guys, I mean, you can talk about, you can go to Buffalo, you can go to Cincinnati, you can go to Baltimore, you go to Arizona. There are young quarterbacks all over this league. If I said you can only get one of them, and you can only get one to run your franchise going forward. And let's say for guys that came in after Mahomes, right? Guys who came in after Mahomes. Go to Chargers, go to the Dolphins, go to that's pretty much the crew. Who's the young quarterback?
I got you. You've asked me a couple times, and I kind of, I'm just fond of Lamar Jackson's skill set. But to be realistic, right, to say, hey, I'm going to build a franchise around, which would be more easily built around, I've got to go with Burrows. I just do. I do. That's the guy. If Derek Carr turned me down, I'd go with Burrows. I just like him a lot. He's done a lot in a very short period of time. And, good players and good athletes tend to announce themselves. You may not be paying attention, but they do things that kind of say, hey, I'm here, look at me. I'm going to be really good. And, Joe did that when he was at LSU. He did that, in his rookie year, took a year off, came back, and he did that this year.
Yeah.
So he's a guy that I'm paying attention to, and he's young. He has those leadership qualities, and then if you talk about the business part of it, he's got nicknames and, social media loves him and, all that kind of stuff. But he seems to be focused on the football. So of the young guys, I would take him.
Yeah, that's been the conversation. I dig all of it. Right? Yeah, I dig all of that, right? That the league is putting itself in a very unique space if it markets it and brands it right, old school versus new school. There's a lot of that going on in the NFL. And if you're a fan of quarterback play, it's a really good time to be an NFL fan, because there's a lot of dudes in the league who can sling it. All right, Coach, I know you didn't cook, but what'd you eat?
Well, I'm going to give a little plug here. I don't know what it'll do, giving a plug to a Delaware restaurant in Lincoln, but went to a little place called Cool Springs Fish Bar.
Okay.
And they, if you guys are ever in Dover, Delaware, and they have meat and all that kind of stuff too. But it had a real delightful appetizer. I hope everybody's a seafood person. I like oysters on the half shell. They had those. But they had this oyster sashimi, which is a thin slice of tuna over top of the oyster, a little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper, and then a little dash of wasabi in it. And it was delicious. So I didn't cook, but we ate well, and it was a different way to have oysters, and I really enjoyed it.
How is the family?
Family's doing good. Family's doing really well.
Yeah,
really
see,
well.
young Lee busy. Yeah, young Lee is busy doing her thing, and your brother has built a baseball program at Georgetown that is in double figures in wins. So,
yes.
How about
that?
Yeah, how about that? So give him a fist pump for me.
Absolutely.
You get over there. Are you getting over to see him?
Well, no, he's on the road. I may see him. They do have a weekend series coming up against VMI. I may get to see one of the Saturday game. I think is. I still got training. My last week of indoor training, and so I've got to finish that up. And we got a pro day coming up, DP. So the Guy Myers story continues.
I know.
And we'll be down in Atlanta April 9th. He's got another combine to go to. So I've seen him play. I saw him beat Mason. Getting on the phone, I'm talking.
Yeah.
I saw them beat Mason.
Yeah,
ready for this? Come on, I know we got to get out. But they went over to Mason. Interesting story about Edwin and Mason. He played against Mason when he was at Howard, I think. And then when he's out coaching, talk about coaches, you guys were talking earlier, Coach Brown has been coaching for 41 years at Mason.
Mm-hmm.
Offered Edwin a job, turned down. Then Edwin comes back in Georgetown. They play a game, and it's kind of back and forth. And they have a 1-run lead going into the bottom of the ninth. Edwin intentionally walks a guy to kind of create the force. Next guy gets up. It's a little, like a blooper, just out of that mid-range depth between the shortstop, infield, and the right fielder.
Mm-hmm.
Guy comes in, running, gets it, bang, throws the guy out on the force in the game. So they win 5-4. It was a big win for them. They beat William and Mary. 1-run loss to Maryland. And they're doing well and have VMI, 3-game set with VMI this weekend.
Well, again, give them a fist bump. We're paying attention. I love watching those good stories happen, and it even means more when it happens with good people. So, job well done. All right, brother, go do your thing. Enjoy the family, and I'll talk to you next week.
All right, thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
Barry Thompson, Fairfax Football Academy. Toward the break, we'll come back more one-on-one here on The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Southeast Community College is training tomorrow's workforce today with our nearly 60 career and technical programs. We are doing our part to help employers fill vacancies during this current labor shortage, graduating students with skill sets employers are seeking. We're also helping to upskill the workforce by adding short-term credentials like certificates in many programs so that employees can get retraining quickly. Learn more about upskilling with SCC at southeast.edu/academics. SCC, your path to possible.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 330 North 48th Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Batter up! Round up your friends and coworkers to get out and play softball. Different skill levels are available in either competitive or recreational for men, women, and co-ed. All teams get 6 weeks or 8 weeks of regular season games, depending on the day you play, plus a double elimination tournament. Games start in April and play through July. Registration closes March 27th, so get signed up today. For more info and to sign up for adult summer softball, go to teamsideline.com/LincolnNE.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Call Nebraska Auto Detail today at 402-601-5086.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
I'm Jenny Benson. I taught for 32 years. Educators are used to the challenges of a typical school year, but the last year plus was far from typical. Yet everyone leaned in and found creative ways to adapt, innovate, and persevere. Behind each student were resourceful families and dedicated educators who reached out with open arms of support. Because of all the ways we work together, our students continued to learn, grow, and thrive.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in the station.
Join 93.7 The Ticket this Thursday and Friday at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill for a Sweet 16 watch party. The McGowan's brothers will be there as well as other Husker basketball players, so come hang out with the guys. Enjoy fried chicken, steak, or pork with mashed potatoes and gravy on Thursday with Coors Light aluminum buckets for just $20. And enjoy a fish fry on Friday or a Philly sandwich and specials on any flavor of White Claw buckets. It's the Sweet 16 watch party starting at 6 p.m. on Thursday and Friday at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
You're listening to One-on-One with DP, sponsored by Beatrice Bakery on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I don't know.
Blah, blah, blah.
I still don't know what he said.
Ruby, Roo.
Right? Yabba dabba do.
Whatever it
It's
is.
still my favorite. So we dove down the pool yesterday. We dove down the rabbit hole, and we didn't even get to the wrestling guys. We didn't.
No.
So we started talking tag teams,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I want to tell you. So you ready for this? I've been here for a while,
Mhm.
and I get DMs from listeners all the time.
Mhm.
But yesterday's DMs, just from the tag team conversation, there were people who went and did full brackets.
Cool.
And I was like, you're amazing.
So people made your brackets for you.
Well, no, but they did their own, and it made my head hurt because I was like, oh, mind blown. Like I didn't approach it from that perspective. So then it was like, well, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I'm going to give my 4 number 1 seeds.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but I think in my head, I should give the 4 number 2 seeds first.
Yeah.
Right?
Some people were like, wait, why is this person a 2 seed? They should be a 1 seed.
Right.
Okay. No, I'm down with that.
Right. And then then to give the last 4 in. The last 4
Look at you, bracketology.
in. Right? Like
DP's bracketology.
the last 4 tag
First
teams.
4 out.
First 4 in. The first 4 out is heartbreaking. But
last 4 in, first 4 out.
well, because a lot of it were, so the last 4 in would all be families.
Mm-hmm.
Like in my mind, they should be families. But then you realize there's so many wrestling families.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many wrestling families. So then I was like, okay, No, I can't do that. Here are the first four, the last four in. You ready for this?
Go ahead. Let's go.
All right, ready? This is how good this tournament is. The Nasty Boys are a 16 seed.
That's a 16-1 upset waiting to happen.
Well, until you
hear the 1 seed.
Until you hear the 1 seed.
You're right.
Until you hear the 1 seed. Until you hear the 1 seed, right? Ricky Steamboat and Jay Youngblood. That's a 16 seed.
How is Ricky Steamboat on any type of 16 seed?
This is how deep it is.
I feel like you're lying to yourself.
Right. This is how deep this is. Right?
Okay. I guess.
Right.
It's your bracket.
Okay. 16 seeds. Ready? The Blackjacks. Blackjack Mulligan and Blackjack Lanza. Which are amazing. Oh, yeah, I saw that, Mark. Mark is sending a note. Breaking news. Well, Mark, would you pull the microphone so he has a kind of a breaking news kind of deal?
Thank you. Yeah, we don't have
we heard it last. I actually was informed about this through a little bird last night.
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay, well, Scott Frost doing his press conference right now.
Uh-huh.
He's not releasing any additional details, but what he has said is Xavier Betts not currently a member of the team. That's all he said. Worded it carefully. It sounds like not currently a member of the team.
Okay, it's fine.
That's why you can't have nice things.
It's fine.
It's
fine. It's
fine. look at Rico.
It's alma mater. It's fine.
It's
It's fine, Xavier.
A guy that you had penciled in as
number 2.
Yeah, maybe. Is this good or bad?
I mean, it's not good.
Well, you could look at the good side, and then you could look at the.
What is the good side?
The good side means it could be a statement that you have an abundance of talent at the position.
Do you?
I don't know, sir. This is a Walmart.
I mean, the bad side is he was one of your most experienced in the room, and you kind of knew what you would get with him. Kind of.
Who's your receiver?
I don't know. Like I said, he's kind of your most experienced because you have Omar Manning, who you don't know about Omar Manning.
Bell.
Also,
you have Brody Bell.
You have Brody. I'm not getting into that again, DP. me and Nick talked about it as soon as that quote. We're not getting into this. I'm not doing this with you.
Right.
I'm not doing this with you.
All right.
You have Alante, who hasn't seen the field because of unknown reasons, but they love him.
They love him,
and he should see the field.
Yeah.
You have Levi Falk or
know.
Wyatt Luer. Which one of them is still here?
I
don't mean
know.
that in a rude way. I seriously don't remember which one is gone.
No,
I think Falk is gone. I think Luer is back.
I'm just trying to what do you say? I'm just trying to tread water.
You have all of the freshmen from last year.
I'm just trying to tread
who
water.
didn't see the field. You have Trey Palmer, who has experience at a Power 5, but not here.
Jeremy says, I'm with you, Rico. I'm despondent. Texas said, this is depressing. More wrestling, please. Yeah, right. Right. So I'm with you fully there. That this is what's required. As a matter of fact, this was on purpose.
Isaiah Garcia Castaneda,
right,
who apparently is going to be like your number one. Like,
I don't know.
Look, I don't mean this in a rude way, and I feel like I have to say that a lot before I say things. Which I know when people are like, "Oh, well, normally when you say that, you mean it in a." I seriously don't mean this in a rude way. But when you get a guy coming from New Mexico State and he gets here, and all of a sudden everybody is like, "He's your best receiver." What?
What do you mean, sir?
What?
What?
Because I mean, I said the same thing about Samori Toure coming from Montana, and they were like, "He's your best receiver," and I was like, "What?" And then you saw him, and I was like, "Okay, no, this makes sense."
Okay, so back to wrestling.
Yeah, please. Me and Nick are gonna have a field day today.
Oh, you guys are gonna have fun.
So
All right,
much
so the
fun.
Blackjacks.
Stop it, Tater.
The Blackjacks. Yeah, Tater is hilarious.
Apparently.
Youngblood and Steamboat, Nasty Boys, and then Money IRS, Ted DiBiase as the $1 Million Man, and Mike Rotunda, who became IRS, Irwin R. Shyster.
Oh.
Great tag team. All right. Those are your 16 seeds. The last 4 in. This is a deep tournament.
That's wild.
That's a deep tournament. This is a deep.
Okay,
deep
so who are the
tournament.
2 seeds? Let's go.
2 seeds. You ready?
Yeah. So I can yell at you for having them as 2 seeds.
Yeah. This is you're absolutely gonna yell. Oh. You're gonna yell at me. You ready for this? The Steiners. The Steiner brothers are a 2 seed.
You were racking your brain yesterday with those. With the
Steiners are a 2 seed.
Goodness gracious.
Next to them as a 2 seed. The Midnight Express.
Ooh.
With Jim Cornette.
Ooh.
They are 2 seeds, sir.
Okay.
They are 2 seeds, right? Let me make sure I mark those off.
Okay.
Right? 2 seeds. The Hardy Boys. 2 seeds.
How dare you?
2 seeds. I know it's rude.
How dare you?
It's rude, right?
There's no way they should be a 2 seed. Did you see the reception they got when they came back? That is not 2 seed reception.
2 seeds. And then
come on.
The Rock and Roll Express. 2 seeds. 2 seeds.
Well, at least I know the 15s aren't winning.
Well, until you see who the 15s are. The 15s, you ready for this?
Goodness gracious.
The 15s, you ready?
Go ahead.
This is going, right? The 15 seeds are the Guerreros. The 15 seeds.
How? How, Sway?
15 seed. Ready
How
for
are
this?
the Guerreros a 15?
Ready for this? 15 seed. Ready for this?
You're disrespecting
Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas. 15 seeds.
Sir. Were you drunk when you wrote these names down last night?
Ready? 15 seeds. Ready for this? Greg Gagne and Jim Brunzell.
Oh, yeah, you were definitely drunk when you wrote these down.
15 seeds. Ready for this?
You were wasted.
15 seeds. Rex and Kingdom Moondogs. 15 seeds.
Get out.
Get out here.
Get out.
Sir, you have been banished from the
Your
room.
bracketology is garbage.
It's garbage. It is just
Garbagio.
wrong.
You have the Hardys as a 2 and the Guerreros as a 15.
Imagine
if those 2 match up, I'm fighting you.
That really is.
I
That's
can't
the
choose.
matchup. That's the matchup.
No, I can't choose.
That's the matchup.
I can't.
That is the matchup. I'm sorry.
I abstain from choosing that one.
That is
I abstain.
the matchup.
I'm not doing it.
That's the matchup.
I hate you so much.
So we'll throw it to break. When we come back, 1 seeds. The 4 top seeds in each region. I'll give them to you when we come back.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is hosting their annual sprayer clinic at the Buffalo County Fairgrounds in Kearney, Nebraska, February 2nd and 3rd. Landmark Sprayer Clinic offers expansive equipment and technology training on different models of John Deere and Hagee sprayers. Learn about the newest technology, machine maintenance, spray tip selection, and more. We'll be offering free dicamba certification. Join us February 2nd and 3rd in Kearney. RSVP by calling your local Landmark location or at landmarkimp.com/events.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Have you ever wanted to build a catapult? Have you ever wanted to launch something other than water balloons with a water balloon launcher? Do you want to be a national champion? Then you need to get a team and sign up for the National Avocado Launching Championship, May 21st in North Platte. That's right, the National Avocado Launching Championship is taking place right here in Nebraska. Launch avocados for fame and glory. Sign up at avocadolaunching.com. That is avocadolaunching.com. And remember, the top prize is $5,000.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Cloudy skies for the majority of the day with some late afternoon clearing. We'll top out at around 47. Winds not nearly as strong out of the north-northwest at 15 to 20. Overnight, mainly clear, low 33. Partly cloudy tomorrow, windy again. Northwest winds gusting to 30 with a high of 56. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Need to send a message? Send it with cake. Congratulations. Here's a congratulations chocolate rum cake from Beatrice Bakery. Thank you. Say thank you with an amaretto cake. I'm sorry that I accidentally hit your mailbox with my car as I was backing out of the driveway and then continued right into your prized petunias. Everybody knows that. Beatrice Bakery in downtown Beatrice or online at beatricebakery.com. Here to help you say whatever it is you need to say. Welcome to our world of yum.
Southeast Community College has learning centers in Falls City, Hebron, Nebraska City, Plattsmouth, Wahoo, and York so that you can take credit and non-credit classes at a center nearby without having to travel an hour or more to campus. By taking online classes and those at a learning center, you can earn your degree from SEC where and when it's convenient for you, all at a cost that won't stand in the way of your education. Learn more about SCC's learning centers at southeast.edu/learning centers. SCC, your path to possible.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at gainatrucking.com.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Final segment, one-on-one. So you understand the 2 seeds, right? But you understand the 16 seeds. And now I will give you number 1 seeds for this tag team brackets. The 4th rated number 1.
The worst one.
The one that, of the 4 top seeds, they will have to face the top number 2 seed if things work out, right? That's how that plays out. So the number 4 top seed, the fabulous Freebirds.
Okay.
Bam Bam, Michael Hayes, Buddy Rogers. They always, no matter who you threw out in the ring, they had somebody to match up with you. And it was a problem.
Okay.
It was a problem. They were the first ones who came out. So they start coming out to Freebird. To Leonard Skinner's Freebird, which changed the entire way this thing was presented. The Rock and Roll Express did some of that as well, right? Those are Rock and Roll Express for 3 seats, by the way.
Okay.
Rock, 3 seats. But they were, Michael Hayes is maybe he's the most underrated talker in wrestling history. Michael P.S. Hayes talked the mad game, and that's what puts them in this space. And a lot of the iconic tag team matches will go through the Freebirds.
Yeah.
The number 3 ranked. Ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
D-Generation X.
Okay.
Combination, right? Any combination of the group.
I can get with that.
But if it's Shawn Michaels and Triple H, right?
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. Like it's just it's on its
pose,
right? It's got its own level.
This
right? It's the song. It was so big that it got kids in trouble in school.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. They came back when I was still in school. And it was just those two.
Yeah,
we got in trouble.
Yeah. That was kind of how it played out.
What? I'm just copying the wrestlers.
Go home. Call your parents. So for the Fabulous Freebirds, 3 D-Generation X.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2.
Numero dos.
Number 2.
Okay.
And this is a bit of a stunner. But the number 2, top seed, Hawk, Animal.
What a rush.
The Road Warriors are the number 2. They're the number 2 ranked number 1 seed. Yes, because I'm in this space. Because I'm just telling you, look, if you're going to be in the game, you have to be measurable. And you have to carry through it. And Hawk and Animal destroyed almost everybody. Almost.
Oh.
But the top seed managed to coexist in the space at the same time and elevate. They are the greatest accumulation of talent in wrestling history. I
have an idea.
Whether you like it or don't like it, learn to love it, because the 4 Horsemen is the greatest accumulation of talent, wrestling talent in history.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter whether you went and you threw on, whether it was, as Dusty Rhodes would say, Tully Blanchard. Whether it was the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, right? And an underrated microphone skill guy. Arn Anderson delivered better messages than almost anybody not named Dusty Rhodes through that. Whether it was Lex Luger who came in, whether it was the underrated 4 Horsemen member of all time, Barry Windham, at 6'6", maybe the most gifted wrestler to ever do it, right? Like through that, and then Nate himself. And on any given night, he would put the big strap aside, stand next to Tully, stand next to Arn, and go toe-to-toe with the Road Warriors. He would go toe-to-toe with the Freebirds. He would go toe-to-toe with the Rock and Roll Express. They would go toe-to-toe with the Midnight Express. And they were the measuring stick.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for anybody to beat these 1 seeds.
Right?
I think those top 2... You never get all 4 1 seeds. I think the top 2 1 seeds make it all the way.
Right.
They'll be in the final 4.
Right. Like you would think that it would line up
until one of them has to face the Guerreros.
So Pecan Pie, you gotta understand. The Von Erichs are a 4 seed because I want to put them next in the same bracket with the Horsemen. Because the Von Erichs have, like, if anybody's going to upset the Horsemen before the Final 4, it's the Von Erich family. Because the Von Erichs had as much success, individual success, against Ric Flair as anybody in wrestling. Because David got him, Kerry got him, Kevin got him. There are various points where each individual Von Erich got him, and then Dad, you could even throw in Fritz. But that's kind of in that space.
Cheeseburger says, please post a picture so I can fill this
out.
Yeah,
we're going to do the full.
Well, I just need DP to write more legibly.
Yeah.
And send it to me. I'll find a little online bracket thing. I'll fill it out. I'll post a picture. It'll be on the ticket account.
It's going to be incredible.
We'll see what happens.
The Shield is a 3 seed. with Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins. So we'll do the full bracket. It'll probably be up Saturday because we got stuff today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'll see how long I'll post. I'll handle the social media side of that part of the bracket.
Let's hit the sound bite from Scott Frost.
Oh yeah.
Let's
hit this.
I'll leave that in the water for Vershawn to deal with.
Vershawn, put your headphones on. You got to hear this one.
Yeah. So
I don't know. You probably. I don't know. You probably heard. You probably heard. Here we go.
Xavier's not a member of the team right now.
Why is that?
He's just not a member of the team right now.
You anticipate he'll return?
It doesn't matter right now. He's not a member of the team.
Is there a reason?
He's not a member of the team. That's all I'm going to say.
He's not a member of the team.
Hey, Xavier Betts is not a member of the team.
Hey, did you know that Xavier Betts isn't a member of the team right now?
Not a member of the team.
16 and a half second soundbite. And he said,
Mind your
Xavier
business.
Betts isn't a member of the
Mind your
team.
business.
Same 8 words.
Mind your business.
Same 8 words 4 times.
You know what? You know why? Nunya.
That's why.
Scott Frost just basically said Nunya.
Stuck his tongue out. And went,
He said Nunya. The Vashons are 14 seed. Mad Dog and Butcher.
Mad Dog.
Bushwhackers are 13. Butch and Luke. Butch and Luke.
Bushwhackers.
I have to. Who was that? Who was I asked about? Trish Stratus is number 1 in life. So there's that.
Trish Stratus is number 1 in our hearts.
In life. Yeah. There's some numbers. So we'll put the full thing in pretty quickly, and then you guys can have.
Can we get that again? That soundbite. Where we go?
One more.
Yeah, Xavier's not a member of the team right now.
Why is that?
He's just not a member of the team right now.
You anticipate he'll return?
It doesn't matter right now. He's not a member of the team.
Is there a reason?
He's not a member of the team. That's all I'm going to say.
I said what I said.
Didn't you hear what I said?
I said what I said.
I got to keep repeating myself.
He's not a member of the team. Why?
Not a
Because
member
he's not a
of the
member
team
of the
right
team.
now.
Is he going to come back? He's not
None
a
of your
member the
business.
team.
I have a feeling that Rashawn will talk about this coming up on the Captain Show.
I might play it 100 times.
Yeah.